continuing my series of playing games I probably should have played a long time ago in 2026. This is one of my favorite games I've played so far in this series, Bloodborne. It wasn't until last year that I really got into the Souls genre. The first kind of Souls like or adjacent game I played was Black Myth Wukong. And because of that, I was inspired to play Dark Souls 3 and eventually Elden Ring. And the most exciting thing for me personally is I've kind of discovered a whole new genre that I've fell in love with. And as a FPS guy primarily throughout the years, I've never thought that this would be something that I liked or enjoyed, because I always just ignorantly thought that Bloodborne and the Souls games were just like Skyrim, you know? The combat was what can be so different about swinging a sword and blocking with a shield. But man, I could have not been more wrong. Now, compared to the other Souls games, I think Bloodborne is actually quite easy, but I'm not sure if that's because of my previous experience with Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring that it seems easier for me in Bloodborne because I know kind of what to do. I'm mainly stuck with the Saw Cleaver as my main weapon, and I just upgraded that as much as I could, which perusing online, it seems like that is a pretty good strategy. And for those who have never played Souls games before, I think that this could be a good starting point for you because it is on the PlayStation Plus subscription service. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you can just download it and there's no barrier to entry for you. Now, the gameplay is everything you would expect from a Souls game. It is very well done, and it reminds me a lot of Dark Souls 3, which makes sense because it came out right in there at the time with Dark Souls 3. I believe Dark Souls 3 came out after this game, though. One cool contrast to Dark Souls 3 and the other Dark Souls games with Bloodborne is Bloodborne set in more a Victorian era aesthetic as opposed to the Dark Souls dark gothic aesthetic. And just looking online, this seems to be some of Bloodborne's fans' favorite part of Bloodborne. One thing I am glad that they kind of refined in Dark Souls 3 is the bonfire system. The lamp system in Bloodborne is fine, you know, but it is kind of annoying when you have to return to Hunter's Dream to teleport to another part of the map you want to go to, whereas in Dark Souls 3 and then later in Elden Ring, you could just fast travel to other sites of grace that you've discovered. And then in Dark Souls 3, it's kind of similar, but you go up to a bonfire and you can just teleport to wherever you've discovered before. So I think it's a little bit more intuitive, but in Bloodborne, they don't have that. You kind of have to go back, loading screen, and then back, another loading screen. So that can get kind of annoying. But overall, it's a great game. I think it still holds up even in 2026. And if you have PlayStation Plus, go try this game out and let me know what you guys think down below.